Good evening, I'm Navmi Krishna. We are here in ACJ Newsroom and I have with me Medi Chaitanya, Krithvi and Pavneet. We are speaking about the UP elections, which the results of which came out on March 11th. So in the elections, BJP won over 312 seats. So Pavneet, what do you think about this victory?
Well, credit to BJP that I would like to believe their message of development has gotten through, and this vote is. See, it's very hard to. We can only make assumptions about what compels a voter to vote for a certain party. The way this vote, like 44 or 45% vote share that BJP got in UP, I would like to believe it is interpreted in the sense that Modi's idea of Vikas and development has gotten through to the people, and they would like to see this party, and it's happening across states. The centralization of power in terms of a single party in so many states, even in states where BJP did not get majority, they are forming governments. In that arithmetic sense, I would like to give credit to BJP, and I would like to believe that development and the fact that demonetization has been not negatively impacted their performance in any election. Surgical strikes has also one factor that has it has resonated with a lot of people. Beyond that, I don't know how to interpret it without any data right now about the reasons why BJP won such huge numbers. Historically, I don't think BJP has got these many seats ever. My hunch was that Samajwadi Party and Congress alliance is going to win, and that was my hunch, but I've been proved wrong.
Yeah, so interestingly, that is a factor. Many of the opinion polls before the election said that either SP, many of them predicted SP winning a very wide margin, the SP Congress alliance. So what do you have to say about that? But apparently SP won just 47 seats in the end. So what do you have to say about that?
If you look at the absolute number, it's kind of deceptive in a sense. SP has managed to get only 21% of votes here, but it has not contested in the entire segments. It has just contested in something like 302 seats.
So did it do well in all the segments?
Yeah, if you compare the vote share, it was something like 28.5%, which is like 1% less than its previous thing. It's kind of fair thing, but look at the Congress strike rate. Congress has participated in contested in something like 100 seats, where it has managed to get only 7 seats. So I think Congress didn't manage to get the support from the SP itself. So I think the reason for BJP winning the election could be that Congress didn't manage to strike the SP voters, so that in a way it helped BJP.
So you're of the opinion that the SP Congress alliance worked in favor of BJP, like it helped BJP.
It helped BJP in a more way than the SP Congress.
And what do you
like this vote has to be about how, like, the disregard for caste politics, the numbers that used to go on, right? The fact that BJP has these numbers means people are disregarding their traditional ideological vote for a certain party and going for a different candidate. What does it say about the arithmetic right now?
So in every election there is something called floating voters. Floating voters are the one who doesn't go for the major party. So there is something called vote bank politics, who always vote for some party, and there is floating voters who always goes and vote for the winning candidate. So if you look at the total aggregate of the major parties, in 2017 election, it was something like 90%. 90% of the people voted for the major party. That includes BJP, SP, and BSP. The remaining 10%, initially that's called floating voters. That's which usually traditionally vote for some smaller parties. If you look at the 2012 data, I think AD Apna has managed to win something like 40 seats, but now it has managed to get only 2 seats. It says floating voters were there in each and every caste, especially in OBCs. BJP has managed to grab these floating voters. That I can say that BJP is success in that. So that's why they managed to get 312.
So Prithvi, do you think that, like as Chaitanya mentioned, so since there was a lot of coverage given to Narendra Modi's speeches in Varanasi before the election, so do you think that has helped create this perception that maybe BJP is going to win, and that has helped them in their case?
See, definitely Modi being in Varanasi, which is his constituency, and campaigning there and staying there for 2 days, this obviously created an aura around him, and his charm has definitely worked once again. Because UP, you see, countrywide we're saying there is this Modi wave, or which we can say now the Modi tsunami is there, but UP mainly why this worked was because of the Hindutva factor, because of, we can say that the Mandir issue worked against them last time, but this time what has happened is because of this polarization, they did not put up any CM candidate, which was a very smart move. And so they made sure that till the end they only harp onto the developmental agenda and Modi's own image, which definitely worked in favor of them, and he made sure that he campaigned aggressively all around UP to garner the support which he did.
But I don't think it's a smart move. Like, it says something about, like Pratap Bhanu Mehta wrote this in his article the other day, that the fact that they kept, if they wanted to bring this guy Yogi as their CM face, who is the single most polarizing figure that we know, there are criminal cases against him of giving communal speeches, inciting violence, attempt to murder charges. The fact that you win on an agenda of development and then install a guy who's known for these things, what does it say about legitimization of party and your politics?
No, do you think
Constitutionally allowed to not declare a candidate for CM in before elections, and after that also, after his appointment also, this has not been said that this is for any kind of radicalization. His agenda is still said to be development only. So how can you say that?
Yes, but it is constitutionally allowed. But do you think it would have been, the result would have been different had it been
definitely,
declared?
I do feel so.
So you feel that people might not have voted for BJP?
Yeah, they voted
had
for Modi. Primarily, they voted for Modi.
Yeah,
That
but
is
Modi
very-
cannot be the CM. No, so you can't.
That is
feel
what
like
I'm
you can
saying.
compete.
That is why I'm saying it was a smart move to not project a CM candidate, because they knew that they could not win by projecting a CM candidate, and they could only win if they harp on the image of Modi as leader of the nation.
I have something different to say about Modi being, so-called development picture about that. Modi has campaigned Varanasi for 2 days, where their party strike rate was something 70%, which is far lesser than in the eastern, western UP, where their party striking rate was 84%. So I don't think so. Modi has helped in a lot to BJP winning. BJP winning, that much a margin. And the other thing is, there is rhetoric about inclusion, so-called social inclusion into giving seats to Muslims, giving seats to non-Jata Dalits. But if you look at the data, then 86% of the candidates are from the upper caste, that too from Thakurs, non-Muslim and non-Jata Yadav. So it's a classic way of votes. It's a classic way of seat sharing for BJP. Most of the seats went for upper caste and preferentially to non-Yadav Jatas and exclusion of Muslim. That's what we've seen in the UP election.
Yeah, even in the, that is actually very true, even in the cabinet which has been formed recently, then the seats have been shared very evenly among all the different castes, and there's just one Muslim seat, and for a Shia Muslim, I think. So, yeah. So that's it from us for now. Thank you so much for watching. See you.